check my bike out, trying to still get it ready for Wing Ding. This is my first time testing the bike and see what the LEDs look like. My mirrors are still out, but everything should be okay. Everything is connected. Just take a look at it with y'all. What y'all see is what I'm seeing for the first time too. So let's check it out. A tech-savvy rider implemented new technology to modify his 2015 GL 1800 Honda Goldwing. That Goldwing later became known as Black Flash, an extreme lighting show bike. What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Cornell, the tech savvy rider. Today is Sunday, the 20th. It's about almost 10 o'clock in the morning. What I'm about to do is go over what to look for if you decide to go full-blown LEDs for the front of your motorcycle, of your Goldwing. This is not a how-to installation. I'm not showing you how to install them. For the simple fact, this is a more of a what to look for if you decide to go this route of changing out to go full-blown LEDs, high beam, low beam, and turning your signal lights into DRLs. First, I want to say these are the products that I have installed on my Goldwing. Both products are made by Electrical Connection. These are the DRL signal light kits, and this is the LED for high beam and the LED for low beam. It comes as a set. So, and both high beam and low beam uses the same box, or uses the same bulbs. So if you want to do both, you need to purchase two of this product, because there's one for the low beam, which is 2 bulbs, and one for the high beam, which is 2 bulbs. These are the products. This is the price I had paid for these products. You know, I'm all about showing you how much money I spent to do this stuff. None of this stuff, no matter what you do, for us changing over to LEDs from the factory bulbs, none of this stuff is, no matter what route you decide to go, none of it is cheap. So my LEDs, for my high beam and low beam, I got 2 sets. Each set was $98 a piece. So total for both sets was almost $200. To change over my DRLs for my signal lights, change over my signal lights to DRLs, you got 2 kits. You got to make sure that the kit that you purchase does not say Euro. If it says Euro, it's not for you. It's not for your American Goldwing. It's for the guys overseas. So make sure you get the right one. If you're changing over your changing over to DRLs, it comes with the lens kit also. So that's what you'll be looking for. This kit costs $116. Now keep in mind, there's a whole lot of DRL kits out there to change over your signal lights to DRL. Now keep in mind, most people are not going to tell you. The higher or the more money you spend on the DRL kit that you want to put on your motorcycle or put on your Goldwing, the less mechanically inclined you need to be. Now, first of all, I'm going to say none of this stuff is cheap. But the more money you spend, the less work you have to physically do. Because some of these DRL kits are actually just plug and play. Once you take out the factory lens kit and replace them with the DRL kit, once you replace them with the DRL kit and plug in the bulb, that's it. That's all you have to do. And the kit will work. Now, if you buy a DRL kit and it's automatically telling you once you place the kit housing, the light housing inside your mirror, and it tells you that you have to change out your flasher, that's where some work has to come in. On the 2012, on the second generation Goldwing, the flasher for the second generation Goldwing is up under the windshield. So that means you have to take off your front siding, your front cover, your windshield, and also take off the windshield housing assembly. This is where your flasher for the second generation Goldwing. Let me see if I can grab this mirror right quick. I mean, not mirror, but light. That little black box right there is where you will find the black box, which is the flasher for the second generation Goldwing. Some people was telling me you probably can come through the front. Yeah, you can come through the front on the other Goldwings, the first or maybe the older model Goldwings. But on the second generation, it is located up under the windshield, and you have to go through the whole front, tearing your Goldwing apart just to get to that flasher. Now, like I said, the more money you spend on your DRLs, the less work you have to do. But none of these DRLs are cheap. So like I said, I paid $116 for this one, and I have to go through the front to get to my flasher. And this requires a lot of work. Now, because I didn't know where the flasher was at, I end up going through the front and then going through the back and then turn around coming through the front. Had no choice. I had to do it. On my low beams for my LEDs. Now, there's a lot of videos out there that's showing you how to go into the low beams to get to them. But honestly, the best way to get to them is to actually take off your dash. Take out the dash. And your low beams is located. I'm trying to see if I can get my camera in there. I might can't because I got my camera on my helmet. But if you can see it up in there, that's your low beams back there. You'll have a whole lot of more access to get to it if you take off your dash. Now, check this out. This is the issue you're going to have with those low beams. Because your hands have to be so small to get up in there and disconnect that connection for those low beams. You're going to either have to have somebody who got small hands to reach up in there and start grabbing stuff. If you don't know somebody, you better find somebody, because even though I got small, skinny, narrow hands, I still had an issue with trying to get up in there. So there is no easy way to do that. You actually have to have some small hands or have someone with some small hands to get up in there. Now on the high beams, there's a lot of videos out there showing you how to get to your high beams. But the best way I found to get to them is I had to take out my side cover. I had to take out my pocket. I had to take out my foot warmer slider here, take all that out. And then my high beam is located up in here. That is the best way I could get to it. And guess what? Once you take all that out and start trying to hold your LED assembly to get up in there, you can't hold, once you stick your hand up in there, you can't see nothing. So you gotta feel trying to get all this stuff back up in there. And once you put the bulb up in there, you don't know what you're doing. So my solution was I went in my closet, I cut off a piece of clothes rack, clothes hanger, and well, I dropped it since I was trying to tell you about it. And I was able to grab the clothes hanger. The piece that I cut off was to hold the fuse, to hold the LED in place, while I took my other hand to tighten it up, because once I started trying to feel to tighten up, I couldn't see what I was doing. But my little rod that I was holding it with would give me the chance to step back, keep it in place while I'm holding it with my little rod, look at what I'm doing, then bag off and go back at it again. So that was one of the little tricks I had to learn real quick on trying to get those LEDs in there. Now once the LEDs are in, you changed out your lights, your high beams, your low beams. You got to follow the instructions on what they're telling you on what needs to be replaced. But the biggest thing to remember is these new LEDs going to have cables coming from it. And once you replace the factory bulb, these LEDs got to have their own connection, their own little box. For me, I store my box back off in the corner back here, just push it back off in there for my high beams. For my low beams, I got it stored on this little shelf down there, right up under the housing, the headlight housing, a low beam housing. You can strap them down in there. But no matter what, it is time consuming. I started yesterday morning around 12 noon. And because it was so much I had to go through of getting my original accessories off my bike, all my lights and stuff, I am just getting to the point where I can start putting this back together, and here it is Sunday morning. But I'm glad I did it, because there were some things that I had to do and check it out. Check my bike out, trying to still get it ready for Wing Ding. This is my first time testing the bike and see what the LEDs look like. My mirrors are still out, but everything should be okay. Everything is connected. Just take a look at it with y'all. What y'all see is what I'm seeing for the first time too. So let's check it out. All right, YouTube, that's my spiel for today. They looking pretty good. They're bright. They are working. Now let me check my signal light right quick. right, it's good to go. That's my spiel for the day, YouTube. Now I gotta put this bad boy back together and clean her up because she's pretty dirty. My whole purpose was today was to show you, hey, just because it's less expensive to buy certain DRLs doesn't mean it's going to be easier to install them. Keep in mind, the more expensive your DRLs cost, the less work you got to do. If you're a mechanically inclined person that enjoys working on your Goldwing like I do, it's okay. It doesn't matter what you decide to get because you know what you're doing. But for those that are looking for a fast install, expensive is the only way to go because everything else is going to require some mechanical hands to get this stuff installed. That's my spiel for today, YouTube. Y'all have a good one. GoPro, start recording.